Nicole here with Job Hunt Solutions, and today's Thursday, which means it's viewer question and answer day. Today's question comes from Nira, who is asking about how to do a keyword search on job boards when you're looking for job postings. The short answer to this is that it really is going to be a lot of trial and error. So for those of you who have conducted keyword searches on the various different job boards, you'll have noticed that it's quite similar to conducting a Google search. So when you're going into Google or Bing or whatever the search engine is that you like to use, you usually already have in mind what it is that you're looking for, and you're just trying to type in a few words to pull back any of the articles or the information that you're seeking. You can think of your job search in the same way. So the first place to begin would be to think about what would be an ideal job description or job posting for what it is that you want to do. And think about some of the keywords that might be put into such a job ad. And then enter those keywords into your search string. Now, some people would recommend that you start really narrow with your job search or with your keyword search, and by going narrow, that just means you're adding lots and lots of keywords. Other people would recommend you start by going really broad and maybe just typing in the broadest search term that you can. This tends to be more of a personal preference. For me, I like to actually start with a brand new search. I like to start as broad as possible and then narrow down from there. But that is, again, just my personal preference. I actually do the opposite. If it's something I already am familiar with or a subject I'm already familiar with, I tend to go as narrow as possible and put in as many keywords as possible. But if we look at an example, I find sometimes that's the easiest way to illustrate this. If you are a project manager and you simply type in project manager into one of these searches, that's going pretty broad. You're probably going to find hundreds and hundreds of job postings, most of which would be irrelevant. But if you are a project manager who specializes, say, in construction in the mining industry, and you add in project manager and then the word construction and then maybe mining as an industry, sometimes you'll find that in some of the job boards, they'll have drop-down menus so that you can select your industry. So that, again, it will narrow down your search. But as you start adding in these different layers, you're going to come up with more and more positions that are going to be more and more relevant to your background and experience and what it is that you're actually looking for. Now, as you start to come up with some of the more relevant job ads, ones that you would consider applying to or ones that you will apply to, really start to take note of any themes that you're starting to see among the different job ads. And what I mean by that is take a look to see if there are certain keywords that are used over and over again in these different job ads. You can start adding these keywords into your search string to see if you come up with even more relevant types of positions. A little hint and tip with that as well, if you're starting to see themes with these keywords, make sure that you're peppering those keywords through your resume as truthfully as possible. And as you become more successful with some of your searches, and most of the job boards, you can actually save these searches as search agents so that the next time you go to that particular job board, you can just regenerate the same search that you've done in the past. And in some cases, they will actually automate the entire process and send you an email when relevant jobs become available on those specific sites. Now, as a final thought, of course, there is really no silver bullet when it comes to doing keyword searches. There are, sort of more advanced techniques when it does come to doing keyword searches, and those advanced techniques, most of them were invented by a fellow called George Boole, and they're known as a Boolean search. I'm not going to go into that in too much detail here for the purpose of this video, but if you even Googled Boolean search operators or Boolean search, the whole idea here is using what is known as a Boolean operator. Those are words like and, not, or, and then using other things like parentheses, etc., to help really narrow down or broaden out a search. Not only would a Boolean search be relevant for searching for jobs, but it's also a really useful tool if you have to do any sort of research whatsoever. And what you'll find as well is that as you're going through doing various keyword searches or any sort of research, like anything else, practice makes perfect. So again, it's a bit of trial and error, but the more practiced you are with it, the better your results are going to be, and the better you're going to be with conducting such research. Thank you so much, Nira, for your great question. If you have any questions of your own, have a video idea, or would like to collaborate, I would love to hear from you. Of course, you can reach me on email, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, whatever works for you. If you have any comments or any other suggestions when it comes to keyword searching, please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below. And of course, for personalized advice, come on over to my website. I'd be happy to help. Thanks so much for watching. And until next time, happy hunting!